Yeah. Easy.
Now Winston. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Ready.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Hey, they're scared.
Now a first down carry for Harris.
Pick that.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
You got tight right there.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5.
5-0. Easy. 54. Echo. 54, Mike. Drop deep. Let's go.
Jameis to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. From the gun, Winston. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll punt it away for the second time.
There we go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they're woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
We're scoreless after 1. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
I'm coming. Gray. Look at it.
Back to throw, Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Levante David bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Now Newton, he's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline.
Keep playing hard.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all. And let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Watch the pass. Buzz. 59's Mike. Check. Let him go.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Credit the sack to Vita Vea.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On second down, McCaffrey. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Great. 8. Here we go.
The shotgun snap for Newton. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 5. And that'll bring up 4th down. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Pretty fortunate there. The interception that ended the last drive, and then, boom, the first pass here almost picked on this drive.
Yeah, I think you could definitely call him to question his decision-making here in the first half.
Certainly not the best of decisions there. Lucky that one wasn't picked. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 11 yards there, first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Winston. And his throw here's incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. Looking downfield for Godwin. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions.
And this throw will be intercepted. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimal gain.
Let's go one more. Easy.
On 2nd and 9, Winston.
Watch the run.
And Jameis intercepted a third time. Dante Jackson picks it.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've shown very little offensively to this point, and neither team has really. They come up here now, first down. On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be second down. Shaquille Barrett in on the tackle.
Right there. 20. 55. Let's go, D.
Now a run with McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
Slam. 8. Get wide. What is it?
3rd and long, it's Newton. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 29. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Ready? Hey, watch 25.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
You ain't going nowhere. He's crashing.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down.
Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4.
On 2nd down and 4, Winston. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Mark Walton, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
We play to win. Let's go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Newton. Being chased out left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Check, 55 to Mike. Check, 55 to Mike. Come on.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
Mike 55.
Great.
Mike 55.
Throwing again. Newton. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 47. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Hey, I'm coming.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 28. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Going the other way.
We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Quarterback, don't get nervous.
Gun.
We ain't beginning to tear you up.
Great.
Don't get nervous.
Shift. Deuce. Mike 55. Check 55, Mike.
Here we go, D. Here I come. 8.
Hey, check Mike.
Now a first down throw for Newton. Eluding the pressure right. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He connected on his first, this from 41. And Gano's kick is right through. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Fielded about a yard deep. And he is out of bounds here on the return.
Let's go.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Ready. Blue ready.
Check. Watch 54.
Now watch run. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Mike,
On 2nd and 12, Winston, blitz coming, and down he goes. Brian Burns, make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
If there's any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels.
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long.
flip it, flip it, flip it.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Let's go.
Now Winston. Looking downfield for Godwin. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Trey Boston. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Here's Newton. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Newton throwing complete to Samuel. A gain of 6 there on first.
Boom! That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Right here, right here.
Express.
Motion, check. Shift.
8.
Watch the twist.
Throwing again is Newton. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, puts a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether there's man or zone, deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
You.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle, 55.
Here we go. All day, defense, all day.
Newton throwing again.
Man out.
Steps away to his left. Taking a shot for Samuel. He's got it at the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
20.
Watch 55. I got him.
This is McCaffrey. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Check, 55 to Mike. Check, 55 to Mike. Bandit.
Newton to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Levante David in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long.
Mike 55. Mike 55.
Out of the gun, Newton. Hard throw, incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
All 9 points for him coming via the field goal, and this last one puts him out in front.
All the field goals are great, but you know I'm going to get pessimistic here, right? Because you got to score touchdowns to win games in the NFL. I just wonder if all these field goals, great now, or if they'll come back and haunt them later on.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Check your hot read.
They'll go again to Jones. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Yeah, baby.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Ready? Blue ready.
Mike, check, 59.
5-0, 5-0, 5-0.
Night. 6-6.
59, Mike. Mike is 59.
Easy.
Here's Winston.
You think you gonna get this?
Open man is Miller. He's got it. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball, outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
Ready?
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll run it here. This is Mark Walton.
Watch out.
Tackle made by K1 Short.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. A big pickup there, 18 yards and a Buccaneer first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get into him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Winston. Buying time to his left. He'll run it, and he slides to avoid the hit. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
Easy.
Mike, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
On 3rd down, Winston. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Good stuff. Keep doing
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score. And he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Back to the ground on 1st, it's McCaffrey. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. So the solid run on 1st, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that 2nd down play.
No, it's all in your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down, and he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your friend.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too.
Switch it.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. And that'll set them back 5.
Ready.
Following the delay, here's 2nd and 9.
Gun.
Do better. Come on.
Ready.
Operating from the gun. Newton. And he's got McCaffrey open, complete. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. The Panthers on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
55 to Mike. Hey, pick your game up.
Hey.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn
And the
up.
play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. So that'll back them up 5. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Tighten up.
Hey.
Mike,
Express.
Mike 55. Mike 55.
8.
Hey, it's just me and you.
20.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Check hot route. Hot.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
Hey.
Switch. Check 24. Check 24.
Gray.
Check 13. Check 13.
Delta.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Ready.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told them, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
A first down throw for Winston. They'll roll him out right. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 45. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. To throw is Winston. They'll find Miller. That's complete. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Come on, D!
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Ready.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
I got him.
Right there. 54. Right.
Wait.
54, Mike.
Here we go.
Easy. Wait,
They'll throw again. Winston.
Wild Bill.
Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
ready.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Mike, check. Watch 54.
Here's Winston. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. Brian Burns in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Ready.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Winston on 4th down.
I got you.
And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard complete. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
Ready.
Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on first down.
Easy. Let's go.
Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage.
65.
But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
17.
Sonic. Mike, 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Now Winston. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
Throwing, Winston. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
He shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Oh, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for the Panthers, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they'll sink